So do y'all recall Jonah in the belly of the whale? Anybody know what that is?
Explain it.
So Jonah in the belly of the whale, Jonah, it was a man of God, and God told him to, he called him to do things, but Jonah was scared and he ran from the Lord. So the consequence, God put Jonah in the belly of the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. And he was all alone in the belly of the whale. Can you just imagine how dark and how scared he was and how alone he was and the lonely feeling he felt? And being alone and lonely is two different things. Being alone is when you have nobody to go to, but you don't feel lonely because you know you have God and you know you have people to go to if you need somebody. But if you're not alone, if you have people around you, you can still feel lonely, like you feel like you have nobody to go to. And the past 2 weeks, I've been feeling like God has been talking to me about being alone and lonely. And when we're alone and when we're lonely, that's a place where we know, where we learn who we truly are, where we build our character, where what we do in the dark comes to light. That's where God builds us up for the next step. And the things we do in our alone, can I see that pen for a second?
Of course.
The things that we do in our alone times while we are getting prepared to go to the next step. Do you see this little pen, the little pointer in the pen? Look how it's little. This represents the little piece that you write with. This represents our lifetime on earth. So let's say 1 to 100 years. That's just 1 to 100 years. And the rest of this is infinity. Heaven or hell, where you spend the rest of your life. So whatever you do in this little amount of time determines where you're at for the rest of this time. And when you're alone, you can only go to one man, like Jonah did. While he was alone, chapter 2 of the book of Jonah is titled Jonah's Prayer. And that's when he knew where he was wrong. Us as humans, we sin daily and we sin a lot. But we have to humble ourselves and know where we're wrong. And we have to give thanks every single day, because some people don't wake up the next day. Some people don't get the opportunity to be alone. Being alone is not a bad thing. Being alone is okay. A lot of people look at it as a bad thing, but like I said, being alone is where you find who you truly are. Like me, I like being alone. I like my alone time because I get time to focus on God and I get to write down stuff and just pray and do YouTube videos and everything that I love doing. I should just do it while I'm alone. And while I'm talking about being alone, if any of y'all have ever felt alone, and the trials and tribulations that y'all go through are for a reason. If you're dealing with them while you're alone, or if you're dealing with them while you're going through an event. We're just talking about how being alone is a good thing.
I'm really sorry for being late. It's war out there. It's war. Bro, they're taking balloons at everybody. No one is safe, dude. No teacher, no senior, no freshman. Like they dumped it on Miss McIntyre. They dumped ice water on Miss McIntyre. So serious.
So basically, today's Bible study, like I said, the trials and tribulations you go through on earth determine where you spend the rest of your life at, whether that's heaven or hell, because not everybody goes to heaven or hell. If you know what you're doing and if you know that it's wrong or right, you have to, like it says in the Bible, just call upon Jesus and he'll rebuke the enemy. The enemy will flee. That's all you have to do. Just call upon Jesus. You don't need to, there's no specific way how to pray. Praying is just talking to God, just telling him what you need. Like it says in the Bible, ask and you receive, knocking the door will open. Jeremiah 29:11. No, Matthew 7:7. Forgive me. Matthew 7:7. Ask and you receive. That's all you have to do. Just ask for wisdom, you receive wisdom. Rebuke the enemy, and he will flee. Just call upon Jesus. And remember that being alone is a good thing. It's time where we find who we are, where it builds who we are. And the things that you go through while being alone, I feel like I'm just repeating myself. But like Jonah said, his prayer. And then when God finally talked to him and released him out the belly of the whale, he went to do what God told him to do. And then in chapter 4, it's titled Jonah's Anger at the Lord's Compassion. I haven't really read the chapter, but just based off the title, no matter who you are or no matter what you have done, he will follow you. And he won't, no matter how fast you are, no matter what hiding spot you have, you cannot run and you cannot hide from the Lord, because he will never stop chasing you. He'll leave all the 99 fixed people to go after that one broken people. Jesus and God, just prayer, that's the glue, that's the tape to fixing our broken vessels. When Jonah got angry at God, it's because, just based off the title, I don't want to teach wrong, but I can just tell that Jonah doesn't understand, because we have to learn how to love how Jesus loved. While Jesus was still being crucified on the cross, he was still loving and praying. No matter what we're going, we can't even experience the pain that Jesus went through. And remember, if people didn't even hesitate to turn their back on Jesus for a bag of silver coins, they won't hesitate to turn their back on you. That's when being alone can also be a good thing, because you don't want the wrong people sinking down your boat. So today's Bible study, it was just a short, brief confirmation that being alone is a good thing. It's not a good thing necessarily, but being alone is okay. And everything, remember, the choices you make determine the life you lead. That's all I have for y'all today.
Amen. Yeah.